Welcome to Bubby Brister's Fantasy Football Podcast, presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Bubby is spending Thanksgiving with his family, so I'm joined again by Nick this week. Nick, I choked. I lost to Lionheart. I'm 4-8. I might finish in last place.
Man, look, so we're gonna start off with your box score right at the get go here. You faced Lionheart Brindle on a two-game winning streak after his winning streak was snapped a couple of weeks ago, and you're at 4-8. You lost 144 to 141. On your side, you know what? I'm not blaming his loss on you. I'm blaming his loss on uh, Lionheart. His kicker Bates. Bates had that game tying kick for the Giants and OT there, and that kick right there was 5 points. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? Throughout the season, he was not a fantasy relevant kicker for real. And the last couple weeks, he's had two 12-point games, but beyond that, like it just yeah. I'm without those 3 points getting him over the top, man. Come on.
I'm pinning this on Lamar Jackson's Fieldsian performance of 10 points, 153 yards. He hasn't had a 300-yard passing game this season.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not known for racking up huge yardage totals through the air, but still, like, you'd think he'd have at least one.
These are back-to-back weeks without him like even getting in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's really weird for him. Like that's very Fieldsian for real.
Yeah, this is Fieldsian. And then also, A.J. Brown had a nice game, 29 points. He tied a career high with 5 first-quarter receptions. He had a second TD, but it was called back, and then Jalen Hurts ran it in on the next play, and the problem with this is Jalen Hurts is on Lionheart.
Weak.
So that's also ball game right there. That touchdown not only came off me, but then it went to him.
Yeah, it went right to him, and that put him over top. That made Jalen Hurts' game look even more amazing than it really was. McCaffrey did McCaffrey things because Carolina.
Otani.
Otani, nah. Montgomery continues to be kind of a sad handcuff right now. He's had a very down year. Without Ben Johnson running that offense, he has not been the same.
That's a good point with the coordinator change. Yeah, he has 11 carries for 45 yards the last 2 weeks. I mean, we're in November. This is run the ball time of the year.
Yeah, and J-Mo 0 points. Man,
Remember, I did the study where when he plays him, he sucks, and when he doesn't play him, he's awesome. And he played him this week. Didn't help me though.
Yeah, where St. Brown dropped 9 for 149. His best game this season, for real. And a touchdown. He was quite effective. There's Stephon Diggs, Romeo Dobbs matchup, wash each other out with 4 points. Brock Bowers, 6 for 55. Geno Smith just looks lost back there. It's just bad.
They fired Chip Kelly, their offensive coordinator, so maybe he'll get a boost, and maybe Ashton Gianti can get a boost from because those are the only two guys that are fantasy relevant on the Raiders.
Right. His fantasy special teams really carried him. Browns defense against the Raiders, just straight money. Myles Garrett is on a lifetime heater right now. He's probably gonna break like the sack record for a season. It's gross.
Yeah, 47 to 32 in fantasy special teams. It's not that I did bad. It's just he did great, like you said. Really nothing on the bench for him worth speaking about. I had Woody Marks and Kenny Walker. I guess if I had played Walker over Dowdle, I would have won, but, I mean, no one's really doing that.
Right. It's not going to happen, right? These matchups, it can't forsake you that you're going to start A.J. Brown over Stephon Diggs and then bench Stephon Diggs. It doesn't make sense. You would have to have some clear major foresight to see that, and just not.
As good as Dowdle's been for me, I've never trusted him, really. Like, I just keep throwing him in there because he keeps proving everybody wrong, but...
Right.
I mean, this is probably in line with what I expect from him every week, just the 38 yards and 12 points.
I mean, he's going to be pretty good next. He's like this week, he should be pretty good, and then Carolina has a bye after, so we'll see how it goes for him. But yeah, you lost a heartbreaker. That's a game you definitely needed to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. So,
Yeah, I'm toast now. I do want to shout out Zane Gonzalez, former Commanders kicker. I picked him out at the very last minute pregame. He had 15 points, 3 of 3. He had a big kick for the Falcons.
These former Commander kickers are doing really well at other places. I think Gay went somewhere this week. He's a San Fran kicker now, and he hit all his field goals this week too. So
Yeah, he was 4 for 4. So those two guys were 7 for 7, while the Commanders are just churning through kickers for some reason.
so
They
it's
churned
pretty
ever
funny.
since that McManus flight attendant scandal came out. They've gone through over 10 kickers in 2 years. It's pretty impressive.
Terrible, man.
Yeah, nothing here. Kate Otten, I think I dropped him. His magic carpet ride's over.
Kate Auden kind of ruined himself because he had that pick that was like he was Baker's like first pick, and it should have been that way. He should have went down, and he get a lot more points. Just Kate Auden, I would be surprised to see him as a Buccaneer next year because he's just not living up to the side of the bargain of catching the ball.
Well, it seemed like they didn't even want to get him involved this year. Just took all those receiver injuries to be like, all right, Cade, you can get out there. Is he bad at blocking or something? Is he
He's good.
just
He's great at blocking. I mean,
okay?
just he's great at blocking. It's just his catching is sus. He's not. He doesn't give you much in a receiver, so it's like you're. He's not like one of them guys that catch the ball in space, like a big guy. Don't like kind of dancing bear, gonna like move around. He kind of gets the ball and does just runs forward and puts his head down and falls over. Like you're not getting a lot. And he's a
He's like
locker room
a
guy. So
he's like a young man Zach Ertz.
yeah. So you
All
want a
right.
guy that's gonna give you a little bit more, but hey.
Good win for Brindle. First 1 to 10 wins. That's impressive. Next up is Slade, the New Day Co-op versus Smash Hawk. Both teams are 6-6. Slade has won his third in a row. He was 3-6 at one point.
Yeah.
This game wasn't really close. It was 140-100.
Yeah. So Smash Hawk had a tough week here. He had the backup for the Rams, running back, Corum. Corum?
Yeah,
Yes.
Blake Corum.
Yeah, 4 points. Bijan had a pedestrian game, 70 yards, 18 points. Not bad. Brock Purdy shit the bed with 3 interceptions and only 1 touchdown. Less 200 yards throwing, 13 points. It's not that great. He had the stack with this same game. Ted McMillan, only 2 catches for 35 yards. He did fall in the end zone, but that's not enough. But Wilson and McBride are his bright spots on his roster right now.
Yeah, 37 combined from the two Cardinals receivers. Wilson is Brandon Marshall-y.
Yeah, he is on a heater. My man is heater right now. He's
He
fire
is
right now.
making Marvin Harrison look bad.
He's making Marvin Harrison obsolete. Like I didn't bring it up last week because I can't confirm it. I've been seeing stuff online that the head coach is like, well, Marvin Harrison will come back when he's healthy, physically and mentally. Like, wait a minute. Like they could sit you for being mentally not healthy, and that's a coach's call, and you just be on the bench still.
Yeah, there's something there when you add in the word mentally at the end of your statement because that's not necessary.
So yeah, and like Wilson's on a heater right now, actually just been dominating, which is crazy. Michael Wilson in the last 2 weeks has well over 30 targets, and he's had 25 catches, and he's had close to 55 fantasy points in the
That's
last two
crazy.
weeks. He's been on a team all year. He's been on a team all year, but but the
Yeah,
last two
sometimes you
weeks,
just need an opportunity, and he's
yeah,
making the most of it.
he's skyrocketing up the ranks of like fantasy wide receivers.
He's up to 39th ranked already. I know that sounds low, but he really didn't even start playing until 2 weeks ago.
He's been playing all year.
Well, I mean, like getting this number of targets.
Right. He's doubled his average is about 6 to 7 a game, and now he's getting 18 to 15 targets. Like it's wow.
He had 38 targets coming into week 11. He's had 33 the last 2 weeks.
And then Trey McBride, who is the number one ranked tight end once again, um, he's had double digit targets for the last 3 weeks, 9 targets 4 weeks ago, and against Dallas, he's been since week 6, he's been double digit scorer every single week. He's been on an absolute tear for the Cardinals. Cardinals, the team suck, but their tight end and wide receiver position is well protected. But his team falls apart with Darius Slay, 1 catch for 23 yards. You know,
Yeah. Di-
Jameis Winston magic that game. It wasn't going to Slayton though. Not a lot of Slayton.
Yeah, Slayton's so bad. I don't know why he played Corum over Monogamy.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher because I don't know. He's been actually they were running a two-man team, and I would have definitely played Monogamy over Corum. Another head scratcher. Raiders defense ranked 26. There's 14 teams in this league. I don't understand where you get a
I
26 ranked defense in there.
I guess if you're looking at like Shador's first start, he was pretty bad in that cup of coffee he had against whatever team that was.
He's rostering JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, he can go. The Vikings don't even want him anymore. There's reports today like get him out of here.
Yeah, magically he has a concussion, so he's not going to play for the rest of the season. And they're going to try to they're going to start an undrafted rookie. So their
Jenny
season's done.
McCarthy is a better fantasy player than.
Damn. What's the Andrew McCarthy? Is it better?
Did you see that doc on the Brat Pack? It's on Hulu. It came out like a
Yeah,
year or so
actually I
ago.
did. Yeah, it was good.
It was good, but it was also kind of like annoying because
I mean,
of it was made through his experience, Andrew McCarthy's.
it makes him look good.
Yeah. But yeah, this game is all about Slade. Dak Prescott, 35 points, 3 touchdowns, 354 yards. He passed Tony Romo as the Cowboys' all-time passing leader with
Mm-hmm.
34,378 career passing yards. I was at my parents' house watching this game. It was 21-0. It got to the half. It was, a little after 6 o'clock. I was like, all right, let's go. This game stinks. And it's time to go anyway. And we drove home. First thing I do is turn on the TV. I see Dak running into the end zone for the tying score, and I was like, what happened?
The Eagles choked. Eagles choked that game out. Kyron Williams only 9 points, 46 yards. That game was blown out by halftime.
Yeah, they could basically rest all their guys.
Yeah. Sean Tucker again. The game was blown out. Sean Tucker was no value there.
This is Kyron Williams' lowest scoring game of the season.
Yeesh. CeeDee Lamb 4 for 75. I don't know. We might. I wouldn't say alarm yet, but I want to see something this week. If Pickens is really supposedly hurt or kind of nursing injury, then CD needs to carry a little bit more. Um, I don't know. It's
Ooh,
just
so Wilson was the 39th ranked receiver. Lamb is the 31st.
right. CD's missed a couple of weeks, so I'll give him a pass on that.
Yeah, but
He missed
still.
about 4 weeks, so and including a bye, so there's points he's missing, so he could be a little bit better, but yeah. Zay Flowers 558. The good times of last year are not happening.
Yeah, that's
Um,
basically all he's doing this year.
yeah. Kyle Pitts Senior. You're typical. Um,
Jesus.
go home, Kyle.
Like, you're not even a football player at this point.
It's like cardio
Like, go
reps.
do taxes or something.
Chase Brown though, 20 points, 107 yards.
Yeah, he's been very good since about,
Since Joe Burrow got hurt.
yeah, we'll say week
So
6.
Joe Burrow's supposed to come back this week. So I'm concerned about Chase Brown value.
And then the
Yeah,
bottom of his lineup looks really good. Texans D18, Mavis, who is the Rams kicker,
yeah.
13. Another kicker I never heard of. I'm really feeling my age this season with these kickers.
My man is like he's number 92. So it's like
Get out of
y-
here.
yes, he's number 92 and he's a big boy. He's not a small guy. He's a big boy. So when you look at his picture, he looks like a big boy. He is not a small guy. So
Oh, yeah.
he looks like a linebacker D tackle that's like, okay, I'll keep the ball.
He looks like
So he
somebody who
does.
went to the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh no. But it's so true. He had the Packers head coach. Roma Duje has been he's ranked 18th wide receiver, but he's been very pedestrian, the last couple of games.
Slade don't trust him.
Yeah, very pedestrian. So it's tough time, you know what I mean? But Slade got the win though at six, got to get 6-6. Becoming 6-6 gets Slade within a sweepstakes with Smash Hawk to try to get in his playoffs. So that's what it's about.
On to Jones versus Spawn. 137 to 121. victory for Rob Spawn. He improves to 7-5. Both of these teams could have ended up 6-6 if Jones would have won, but Rob was
Hmm.
able to pull away, basically behind Jackson Smith and Jigba's 8 catches, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has 1,313 receiving yards already. That's
Yes,
already a Seahawks single season franchise record.
yes, and he has on potential of hitting 2 Gs this year because they have enough time to do it, and the schedule says they can do it as well. The schedule says he could do it because he got Minnesota and Atlanta, Carolina, so he could do it. You know what I mean? Harder matches would be Indianapolis, I mean, the Rams and San Fran, but his schedule says he could do it. He's averaging 22.6 fantasy points a game.
Psh,
So,
drafted
you know,
43rd.
43rd, you know what I mean? He went from a slot receiver that was barely catching the ball with DK there to being the number one bell cow, and now he's Cooper Cup 2.0. So, so this is what
He
we
also
got.
had a nice game from Khalil Shakur of the Bills, 8 catches, 110 yards. They're not going to
Very
have a
good.
1,000 yard
Yeah.
receiver. They signed Brandon Cooks today. That's interesting, but I'm sure will be
That
nothing.
means that's called desperation.
Hmm.
You have Brandon Cooks. They had it's an island of lost toys, you know, and it's just, some of it you got to blame Josh Allen for this because he's not throwing the ball to them, you know.
Keon Coleman didn't play again. He was on Jones's bench. He's getting blacklisted. He's getting Keyshawned probably.
Probably. Um, Fanning Jr. 8 points. He do what he does there. That's what you expect from the Browns. Chuba Hubbard, sad, 16 points,
That's actually good for him
16 yards,
lately.
7 points. Those are all receiving points, really. Those are not running points at all.
That 7 points is his highest points total since week 8.
Ugh. Yeah, and it's because he had 4 catches for 27 yards, so it's not even like a lot. Williams for the Cowboys, 19 points. He's been kind of slumping a little bit. He's had a hard time hitting 20 points of late. They're not running the ball as effective as they used to. On the bench, he had Rams defense on the bench there. Uh,
Hmm.
Another 27 points there with 2 picks and a touchdown. But he had the Bucks head coach too, which is a weird one. He has Josh Myers on the bench too, 4 for 50 yards and a touchdown.
Oh yeah, he's
So
waking up since getting traded to the Jaguars. And no Josh Jacobs. He missed his game with injury. He'll be back for the Thanksgiving Day games tomorrow.
yeah,
So
he
that's
could pull Chuba out.
yeah, that's big to win without your best player. To Jones, he had to play Bryce Young on Monday night. I know he didn't feel good about that.
Yeah, but I mean, Bryce Young is weird because he had a really strong week the week prior, so he got to hope a little bit. But I
Yeah,
mean,
he had
yeah,
43 points, 448 yards, and 3 touchdowns a week prior, and then 169 and 1 touchdown, 2 picks for 12 points in this one.
Genty and Judkins was really good combined for 52 points combined. Genty with 50 yards and a receiving touchdown. That's where he's been getting his damage, really receiving yards. And Judkins 47 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns, but again a lot of receiving yards as well. Xavier Worthy came on late with 459 because he had that towards the end of that game. He had like a 30-yard catch. So if it wasn't that, it would have been a much less score.
And then, how do you say his name on the Titans? Is it
It's a DK.
okay? DK.
Shimmy
Yeah.
DK.
What a crazy combo of receivers to start with Worthy and DK, and it actually kind of worked for him to get 30 points.
Yeah, the 30 points combined, 544, 2 total touchdowns. Tennessee Titans. I mean, he found. I had DK on my roster at one time too. I mean, he's getting punt returns and kick returns and routes. So he's doing it all for them right now. So
Somebody's got to do it.
right. Mark Andrews,
Oof.
1 point, 1 for 9. It's tough.
Yeah.
Aaron Senior, 41 yards. Um,
Mark Andrews has an interesting trajectory this season. So in weeks 1 and 2, he combined for 2 points, and then double digits in week 3 and 4, then single digits 5 through 8, and then double digits weeks 9 through 11, and then back down to 1 point here.
Really interesting. He started Eagles head coach. So I wonder if he could have picked up somebody else. You know, that could have been a win.
Yeah, and if Spawn had played the Bucks head coach, a lot of bye weeks here. No Herbert, no Debo, no McConkey.
Yeah. So it looks like, Jones is going to be looking for a playoff spot. He's on the hunt right now. Spawn is in driver's seat. He controls his own future.
Yep. Yep.
So
Uh, on to game number 4. Stealing the Wins versus Renegades of Funk. Close one, 163 to 159. DeMoss has lost his second in a row. He's with me and Freeman down at the bottom at 4-8. Stealing the Wins is still alive at 5-7. You know, barely hanging on. Sam Darnold came back, had a nice game.
yeah, Sam Darnold bounced back for stealing the wins there, with 24 points against Tennessee. So, I mean, call it what it is, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
a get right game.
a get right game because it's still we know what Tennessee is. Uh, Hall for the Jets, whatever, 44 yards, and he had a fumble at the red zone, which is tough.
Ooh.
So, but 19 points, not bad. T. Henderson, 16 points, 66 yards rushing. He's a gamer, man. He has
Mm-hmm.
that number one spot well in hand.
Yeah, it's probably not a coincidence that when he started playing better, Art started winning some more games.
Yeah. Circling though, Justin Jefferson.
Eek.
So he's falling into purgatory. It's gonna be a
I'm
bad next week.
I'm glad we were on the right track. Like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago when we suggested traded him, because I thought maybe that was a bad take, but that's proven correct.
Yeah, especially now. It's bad. Chris Olave, who has a Q by his name, but he's 9 for 70 yards. He's getting all the targets now. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Um, in New Orleans, 16 points. Kittles has come alive a bit. 6 for 78. He's yet to break 100 yards, but he's giving you that. What's the guy's name? Travis Kelsey numbers right now. So not bad.
Kareem Hunt, boom.
Yeah, big boom game. That's the winner. That's the winner chicken dinner for him there. 100 yards rushing, a touchdown. I mean, Cream Hunt was bell cowing, taking it back to 2020 right now, the way he was running the ball. I mean, you love to see it if you're stealing the wins.
I dropped him. He picked him up.
Right
He's.
before he picked him up, right before he played me, I was trying to pick him up, and he got him. So
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it now. He's my player of the week.
fair enough.
Yeah. 29 points from the Packers defense because of JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, pretty much for JJ McCarthy, and he had Pittman Jr. on his bench though, 13 points, 5 for 27 at Tutty. He had Chiefs head coach on the bench too. Um,
Yeah, he never plays a head coach. He hasn't
yeah,
in the 3 years we've been doing this podcast. I don't know if he's ever played a head coach.
we're not sure why he keeps Carson Wentz on his IR spot. So not sure how that works. But
Maybe he's just a big fan and just like
maybe,
Carson, you
uh,
didn't get that ring with the Eagles when you were injured that one year. I'm going to take you to a ring here.
maybe.
Ooh, I got one follow up for Art's roster. Would you start playing Pittman over Justin Jefferson?
Yes, at least for a week, because I trust quarterback the Colts over the whatever coach quarterback or the Minnesota's going to roll out this week.
Good for him for playing Hunt over Pittman. Like, I don't know. I don't think I would have done that. And
Yeah,
it,
that'd have been tough because Minnesota's next matchup is against Seattle. That could be a
yeah,
tough time.
that was a game winning call by him to play Hunt over Pittman.
Yeah, it would have been embarrassing to have 31 points on your bench.
Oh yeah, that shit hurts.
But DeMoss, he's down there. He's now pretty much out of the playoffs now. Feels like maybe because he's on a 2 game
Yeah,
losing streak. It's hard to come back. Taylor's been really slumping the last 2 weeks.
I
Uh,
have some numbers on him. His 58 yards rushing were his second lowest total of the season.
hmm. uh, Brissett came back down to earth a bit. Only one touchdown, but he threw for 317, so he's completing a lot of passes. DeAndre Swift is falling into purgatory.
And Monogany's eaten into his work quite a bit.
Yeah, very much so. And he fumbled, which even sucks.
He's always had
Devontae,
that issue. That's why he's no longer a Lion.
yeah, Devontae Adams 5 for 62 and 2 touchdowns. Again, the team goes a blowout. Don't need to use him anymore. Um, Pickens, big dog Pickens, 9 for 146 and a touchdown. Major player of getting that comeback. Um,
Number 2 ranked receiver,
mm,
drafted 69th overall.
wow. Your boy Travis Etienne Jr., 86 yards rushing with a receiving touchdown, 26 points. He's the offense for Jacksonville. That's it.
Very good fantasy season for him. Not really huge expectation. He's drafted 100th. Like, no, he's been great, especially at that draft cost.
Yeah. Um, Brian Thomas he has Brian Thomas on his bench, and I don't know.
Yeah, he's one of the busts of the year, really.
I just don't understand. He's practicing. We'll see what it goes with that. But he also had Bills defense, Cam Little, 13 points, and Seattle Seahawks head coach against Tennessee is guaranteed 10.
Yeah,
So can't go wrong with that.
another dud from Hawkinson.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. He had 4 for 19. I mean, 4 catches for 19 yards sucks.
Yeah, he played Theo Johnson over him, who had 3 catches for 77 yards with Jameis chucking it.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Tough loss for Dave. Next one, Sweetness 34. Another loss. He is 6-6. He was like 5-2 at one point.
Yes, he was. What I mean, tough times. He was falling into purgatory where Rob Hine is 7-5 here with the win. He is on his way to a playoff spot, controlling his future.
He's cruising. Matt Stafford, Derrick Henry combined for 63.
Very nice.
Wandale Robinson, I owe him an apology. It's official now. 9 catches, 156 and a touchdown. He got that Jameis magic.
Yeah,
30
the Jameis
points.
Winston boost knocks and puts him up to rank 11. Rank 11.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Somebody dropped him too. You did.
I've had him. Yeah, I've had him on my team. When I had him, he was giving me 3, 4, 8 points a game. You know what I mean?
It looks like you dropped him before the season. You drafted him 158 on August 24th and dropped him on August 26th. Punishers picked him up and just reaped all the rewards.
Yeah, he went through the hard times, and now with Jameis Winston, it's the good times.
Hunter Henry, 7 catches, 115 and a touchdown. He making him forget about Sam Laporta.
Yeah, he is.
He actually dropped Hunter Henry, so lucky for him, he got him back.
Yeah, getting back just on time to have his boom game like that. Josh Downs, 2 for 10.
I was kind of high on him coming in the season. That was an obvious miss. He's not good.
Higgins for 4 for 38, touchdown.
He's been sneaky dependable relatively compared to where he was in the beginning of the season. Like 3 of the last 5 weeks, he has double-digit points and 3 touchdowns.
Tajay Spears, 6 points.
He gotta go.
I'm tired of these They project him every week to get like 10 points. Like 10, 11 points. Every week they project him so high, and he always underperforms. I'm over it.
Yeah, Pollard's not even getting numbers there, so Spears isn't going to.
You're right. He had Drake London out. Baker got hurt, so he's going to be out now.
Good thing he didn't play Baker over Stafford. Yeah.
Right. It's hard to bench Stafford. He's on such a heater right now. He's been lighting it up, especially the last couple of weeks. 3rd-ranked fantasy quarterback. He's thrown no less than like 2 touchdowns since week 6.
I see Laporta on his IR spot. I think he's officially ruled out for the year. Yeah, he's not coming back. Godwin played. I didn't realize that. I guess that's pretty good.
It's his first game back, so I mean, it's what it is.
Sweetness 34. I don't know. What do you see? Just fantasy special teams are not good. Only 13.
Yeah, only 13. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs couldn't keep him alive with the big monster 60. That's the big dog score of the year.
Career high. Yeah, career high.
250 all-purpose yards that game.
Yeah, 264 scrimmage yards. That's tough losing.
He sat Josh Allen this week, which is really interesting.
He's been sitting him the last few weeks.
But Nick Chubb, 4 points. It's hard to start him. And he doesn't have anybody else start in place of him, so he has to start him. He still runs a 2 tight end set with Jake Ferguson and Dalton Schultz. Combined 12 points, and it's all Ferguson, not Schultz.
DK Metcalf came back to life.
Yeah, DK with a rushing touchdown. And only rushed touchdown because he threw it backwards at him and then he ran it in. It wasn't a handoff. It was a throw backwards, and he caught it and ran it in. So
yeah, only 22 receiving yards.
Yeah, 5 catches for 22. 5 catches for 22. That's a terrible percentage.
With Rudolph at quarterback. Steelers I think are headed towards
mediocrity? Yeah, they're heading towards the 20th. Are they heading toward the 20th pick again?
Below mediocrity. they might be on one of these things where they go like 1-5 the rest of the year.
It don't matter because they already have they have like 8 wins or they have like 6 wins now. So they'll get like 2 more wins and they'll be middle of the pack, get a middle of the pack draft pick that they can't reset their franchise with yet.
Yeah,
That's what the Steelers do.
kind of where Heater is after this week.
Yeah, 6-6. Steeler controls his future, and so is Rob Hine. If Rob Hine loses next week, he'll be in trouble. Peter needs to win next week.
Yeah, something he hasn't been doing lately. Next up is Jordan. Third win in a row. He's 9-3. He's just nipping at Brindle's heels all season. Can't quite catch him. He gets a win that he probably didn't deserve in this one because Brandon totally shit the bed with only 78 points.
Yeah, this is not a lot to say on this game because for real, Jordan could have lost to a lot of people this week, and he kind of just lucked out here. Patrick Mahomes, 22 points, and that's the high. Kamara, 3 points.
What's up with
Um,
his injury?
I
He
don't
did not
know.
practice Wednesday.
He's always hurt. Um, Jay Warren had a good game, but he was outpaced by Gainwell. Gainwell had a better game,
Yeah,
but
Gainwell, huge. We owe him an apology too. Kamara has a sprained MCL,
mm.
so
Puka, 16 points, 7 for 97. Excuse me. Uh, that game was a blowout game, and all that was first half stats pretty much. So yeah. Devontae Smith, 6 for 89. He got the scraps that AJ Brown didn't get. Ty Warren, 5 for 45. Jennings, 5 for 41 and a touchdown. And he had Steelers defense and Ravens kicker Loop. Bears head coach on the bench. So that's interesting there. Joe Mixon's not playing this year. He's not playing the
he,
rest of the year.
yeah, he can cut Joe Mixon and he can cut Brandon Ayuk. They already voided his salary for next year. There's no way he's going to play this year.
Yeah, yeah. Politics is in full effect now. Brandon Ayuk's enjoying Christmas. Um, Mile high salute though. Uh, Jordan Love, 8 points, feels the in effort.
So this is what happened. He wanted to keep Joe Burrow, but Dalton Kincaid had locked on Thursday, so he had to make a call and he dropped Bo Nix, hoping he could get him back.
Oh, okay. I saw I said Bo Nix was available out there.
Yeah, he played the roster strategy poorly. You
I
didn't.
tried to pick. I tried to pick up Bo Nix. I didn't give him on the waiver claim. So, hey,
Kincaid isn't worth keeping in your IR spot if you're trying to sneak Burrow through and
right.
your quarterback's on a bye.
Yeah, you could have dropped Tank Bigsby for all that mess,
Yeah,
or Washington. I mean, like you gotta. But these guys are right.
yeah,
But
yeah. Just James Cook. James Cook had almost half his points.
nearly half his points, 116 yards and a touchdown. He's continuing to do the great things that running back should do at rank number 6. Saquon Barkley at rank 11 has a Q by his name, which is never good. He had a fumble in the red zone, which isn't great either. Yeah,
Season
season
low,
low in rushing
tw-
yards.
season low, 22 yards for Barkley. He is on pace for 1,057 yards. That is nearly half of last season's 2,005.
Damn. T. Higgins is concussed. 5 for 31. He's out for this Thursday, so that sucks already.
Yeah,
So that's not
that's
good.
bad. And Jordan Addison with a 0.
0.
They're
That's tough. Only
they're gonna
one
be
target.
they're gonna be playing Max Bromer.
Yeah. Max who? Max
I
what now?
don't Max Headroom.
He's a Max Headroom, a creative player out there. Barnyard for the Seattle Seahawks there, 2 for 18. Kevin Booty, two for
Yeah,
15.
we could just
You
skip
know,
this.
yeah, losing head coach. This is bad times. It gets worse from there. So yeah, nevertheless, it was a smash. It was an absolute smashing there. Jordan is well on his way to the playoffs. He's coasting right now. He's fighting for that. He's waiting for Lionheart to slip up, which he would have this week if somebody would handle his business.
Yeah,
But
Jordan would have lost to every other team except for Smash Hawk.
right. And Brandon here, he's still in the playoff hunt, but he controls his future. He can't mess up. He can't drop any more duds like this.
Next up is your game. Buck, what you think versus Dead Money? Dead Money, 4-game losing streak. He's not the only 4-18, but he's easily the worst one, I'd say.
Yeah, he is actually in a free fall. I mean, he was well in his playoff avenue, and now he's just out. It's just bad times. With dead money here, 127 is not bad. Uh, Tony Pollard, 12 points, 20 yards rushing. Like I spoke of, Gainwell, 92 yards rushing, and a couple receiving yards as well for 22 points. Um,
The 12 points from Pollard is his highest total since week 7.
golly. Daniel Jones got 23 points in there and a choke job. Daryl Mooney, 3 for 74 and a touchdown. And that number's kind of inflated because he had a deep pass where he caught from Big Kirko in that game. He had a 49-yard touchdown. So that's, yeah, it's you can do the math on that.
He played Mooney over his boy DJ Moore. His DJ Moore to Williams stack actually hit this week with 5 combined touchdowns, but he got tired of waiting for it.
That it hurts, man. It hurts to say that. It hurts because that would have brought him. I would have put him over the top that would have gave him the win.
That's the path to victory, and he
That's path to
played it
victory.
all year. That's
all
like
year.
That's like you play the same lottery numbers every week for 20 years, and the one week you don't, they hit.
Yeah. And he had the double shit sandwich with Jamar Chase being suspended this week. So there's no Jamar Chase. You know, Wilson's on IR. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, man. He started a Bengals player, the third string wide receiver, whatever his name is, Lo Sevilla or
Icevius?
I don't know, man. 4 for 61 though. Travis Kelce, 4 for 43. Tuden has 17 yards rushing. So that's a thing. His fantasy football teams was respectable with 33 points, but just wasn't enough. Buck, what do you think? Joe Flacco, 14 points. It was very Filsy until he threw that touchdown, which kind of saved his day there. Bam Knight fell into the end zone, 12 yards rushing and a touchdown. But Wilson for Green Bay, and he'll be my player of the week because he's not playing anymore this year. But he's not going to start anymore. Jacobs is back. He had his one time. He did his job as a filler. 107 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 35 points.
Yeah, as good as Josh Jacobs has been this year, Emmanuel Wilson's 107 rushing yards were more than Jacobs has had in any game this season.
That's a hell of a stat right there.
And that's in a game where the Vikings had 4 total yards and 3 turnovers in the second half.
That's crazy. Nico Collins, 3 for 55. Very quiet game there. Rashee Rice, 8 for 141. I mean, this is the first time I felt he actually did what I thought he was going to do.
Yeah, you waited a long time for him to get healthy, and then his first 2 weeks back, he had 48 combined points. So
yeah, and it kind of tailed off, and now we're getting back to what I'm expecting, what I need.
Yeah, 141 is easily his season high.
Yeah, I started the tight end for the Jets, Taylor, 3 for 21. And Buka, 3 for 32. Again, the game was over at halftime.
Yeah, he hit the rookie wall hard.
It's just when they know who to cover you now you're playing double. They're double covering you now. It's a bad time.
His target to catch ratio is at about 50% now. Very Marvin Harrison. 4 for 12, 3 for 9, 6 for 13, 5 for 9, and 3 for 8.
Yeah. My fast special teams gave me 35 points, so that's not bad. And then nothing really speak of in the bench there, other than Jackson Dart. Hopefully might come back this week, but maybe not. Bucky Irvin is supposed to be mentally better next week, so this week coming up, so he'll play. Trey Ben's supposed to be back next week as well. So it's like a lot of people I've been nursing are just getting healthy now.
Good job. Like
on the outside, I have an outside chance to make the playoffs, but we'll see.
Yeah, you got some cavalry coming. You hung around long enough to not be dead, and there's a I don't want to say a good chance to make the playoffs, but there's a decent chance.
Yeah. I have a hard matchup this week, I have a hard matchup this week. If I get past this matchup, then being 6-7 means I'm in the driver's seat to make the playoffs.
Yeah, let's go to the standings. We got Lionheart still number 1, Jordan number 2. He's clinched a playoff spot. Spawn has a 99% playoff chance. Hein has a 91% playoff chance. They're both 7-5, and then things get tricky after that.
Correct. Because you're talking about all the 6 and 6s pops in there. Smash Hawk, New Day, Mile High, and Sweetness. They're all at 6 and 6 there. You know, then you got Buck What You Think, then Mark Jones, then Art, then you got DeMoss, who's free fall for real, Pound Town, and then Dead Money, the biggest free fall of them all at last.
Yeah, the Wingstop playoff bracket has Lionheart in the bye, and then Jordan versus Mile High Salute in the 2 versus 7 matchup.
Yep. And right now, on the outside looking in, Sweetness is on the outside looking in on the playoffs right now. So if the playoffs start today, Sweetness is not in. So Heater's out. And then I'm after Heater. And then you're talking about Mark Jones, still in the wins, Renegade, and then Pound Town. So it's right now it's still Eddie Man's game. There's gonna be a couple of shifting around. We're gonna see different teams line up, swap around, especially next week with the matches we got coming up this next week here. Um,
You and Jones are neck and neck in points, separated by 1 point. Art is 9 points behind you guys, and then you guys, all three of you, are about 50 points behind Heater, which this time of year is not insignificant, but it
but
can
it
be made
matters.
up.
Oh, it
Yeah.
matters. Oh yeah.
And then Brandon probably is uh, he's like maybe 70 ahead of you guys. So he's not uncatchable either, but like you guys aren't going to catch Slade and Smash Hawk.
Yeah. And a rundown of matchups week. Um, you got Lionheart versus Dead Money. So Dead Money's looking to be the spoiler here. Matchup, of course, shows that a projected win will be Lionheart. Sweetness versus Mahai Salute based off projected points. Mahai has the advantage. Projected points in that game. Pound Town versus Steel and the Winds with Pound Town with the projected points. Tampa Bay versus Mark Jones there, which is going to be a close game. At projected points, only 2 points separates them, so that could be a close one. Um, New Day Co-op versus Renegades of Funk, with Renegades looking to take the win to play spoiler for Slade there. Smash Hawks versus Spawn is the matchup of the week. 6-6 for 7-5. Um, with their projected points separating them with Spawn supposedly out edging Smash Hawk, but Smash Hawk plays well during this type of season here. And then I'm going against Jordan, um, which Jordan's aimed to blow me out this week. So we'll see how this works. Um, because he has a roster spot to still fill, so he's going to actually smash me here this week with a chain. How that works. But yeah, that's what it looks like. So, we got to keep playing it up. 2 more fantasy weeks of regular season, so anything's possible.
And that's it, really. All that's left is the Hall of Famer. I put in, who was it, Edrin James last week?
Yep, Edgar James.
What do you got this
So
week? It's not another running back, is it?
it is not a running back. We were talking about this week, and we're like, look at the list of our Hall of Fame, which our Hall of Fame is getting pretty big now. This room is full of gold jackets and plaques, and so I'm getting pretty serious now. So I had to dig deep and figure out who has not up there. So my person is a wide receiver. He wore number 81. Okay, this is an old school guy. He was drafted first round, 6th overall pick by the Oakland Raiders. He played for Oakland from 1988 to 2003, and he had 1 year with Tampa Bay. He's a 2-time first team All Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, NFL's receptions co-leader in '97. A lot of different accolades going on there. He has NFL record for most consecutive starts by a wide receiver with 176. I'm talking other than Mr. Tim Brown.
Yeah, Tim Brown, just very unassumingly great career.
Yeah, 100 touchdowns, almost 15,000 yards receiving.
I
You
was
know, he
watching that game when he got his 100th touchdown, actually.
it's like he has over 1,000, almost 1,100 receptions. Like, this guy played the game the way it should have been. You're talking about every year. He had a 9 year stretch where he hit 1,000 yards, at least a 1,000 yards. His best year was back in '97 with 101 catches and 1,400 yards receiving, which in '97 it's a little unheard of to do stuff like that. It was still a running back game back then.
Yeah,
Um,
good point.
so Tim Brown was kind of doing it was like Tim Brown and Jerry Rice. They were the guys kind of just doing all the wide receiver stats back then. And if anybody was being, it's him. Um, Even he had that kind of a lone year. He played 15 games for Tampa Bay and only started 4 of them. At the end of his career, he was well on his way out back in '04, just helping the younger guys. But hey, he was good all the way to their actual Super Bowl year when they went to Super Bowl. Was it 2002? They went to Super Bowl. They
Yeah,
went to Super Bowl then. Yeah,
with
he almost
Jerry
had a
Rice
thousand
on the
yards.
other
Yeah,
side.
he almost had 1,000 yards that year as well. So that was his last relevant year. So to
At the
say
age
he
of
had a good
36.
stretch at age 36, I mean, you're doing things there. So yeah, tip a hat to Tim Brown. To Tim Brown here. Welcome to the club. Not a lot of people playing fantasy football back then, but if they were, you would be one of their top 10. You'd be a first round draft pick, sir.
I was just about to say that. I think he'd be a lot more memorable if he had played about 10 years later.
Yeah,
Because he would have been this fantasy monster for going on a decade. And
yeah.
yeah,
Which is kind of is questionable because I mean Mike Evans isn't considered a fancy monster.
he should be, though. In my book, he is.
Right. I mean, but a lot of people when they talk about top wide receivers, they don't throw Mike Evans in there, even though he's Mr. 1,000. So, like he's always been 1,000.
Maybe we'll
So
see how
it's
that looks with the benefit of hindsight, though. Like,
yeah, bit of a high side. They see his longevity of him able to do this stuff and get these stats over and over. But it might get washed because the extra game, and now and
I
how.
hate
So
that.
it's weird to look at stuff like that, the extra game, and so it's interesting.
I thought of it when you mentioned Miles Garrett's sack total.
Yeah, because you're the extra game, it's but he could Miles Garrett will probably hit this sack record before game 16. So that's gonna be interesting because he's on a record right now. He's on a pace of hitting 2 to 3 sacks a game. You know what I mean? It's Miles Garrett is a freak. I mean, nothing to a fancy, but personally speaking, if I'm the Browns and you're restarting right now, you trade Miles Garrett. You find a way to trade him right now. His stock is no longer bigger than it is right now, and you're not going to do anything with him in 5 years. He's not going to be worth a damn in 5 years.
I'm not exactly sure what this means. I've heard of it before, though. The Hall of Fame monitor. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it.
So Tim Brown's Hall of Fame monitor is 113.31. That's 10th among all wide receivers in the Hall of Fame. The average Hall of Fame monitor is 100.46.
Hmm.
So he's
Okay.
literally like the best of the best.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, he did it. He did it in a different era. He did it in a different era. They respect guys back in the era, whatever. It just he was a Heisman Trophy winner in
I was just
college.
about to say he was a
You know
big
what I mean?
deal at Notre
Like,
Dame too. And then looking at
right.
his career, he had a major knee injury in 1989 after his rookie year. He had 725 yards his rookie year. That almost set him back big time. It wasn't until his 5th year when he got 1100. Yeah,
Yeah. He could
he
have
would.
been way better. That's even crazier about it. He's the what if. That's that what if category now. Like, what if he never had that? How great would Tim Brown been? Like, it would have been like him and Jerry would have been really, really competing.
He was headed towards being a bust until 93. Who was the Raiders quarterback in 93?
Who
Let's
really
look.
knows?
It
That's a hell of a thing.
was Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler? Yeah.
He only threw 14 touchdowns that year.
Yeesh.
All right. You got anything to add to Tim Brown, though? Hats off.
Hats off, man. Welcome to the club. You get your gold jacket, man. We give you a pat on the back, man. Welcome. You're a part of our prestigious club of fantasy Hall of Famers, man. Yeah, Tim Brown, a guy that did play football the right way.
That's a good one. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, enjoy your holiday, y'all.